Well, we got another kitchen knife. Of course we do. Because it's Thursday. Yeah, so this is another TwoSun. And this is very, very similar to another one that I've already taken a look at. It's fairly darn new. I think I actually picked up maybe the first one that was on eBay. And yeah, we'll go ahead and kind of get into it. This is what they are now calling the 966. My first listing, it was actually listed as the 666, and that really made me amused. But yeah, what you can see here is that this is one of their 14C28N things, but the handle is different. So let's go ahead and pop this guy out quite a bit. Well, there we go. I apparently didn't wash this thing super well after I'd used it, but yeah, what we can see is that this has the same blade shape as the 999, which is currently the knife that I have chosen so far as being one of my favorites from TwoSun, especially in that chef's knife kind of thing. We have that clip going on there at the end with the kind of thin tip on there, just like the 999. And, yep, same basic blade shape and all that sort of stuff. But the handle is just kind of a pure G10 with the steel cap on there. This thing feels solid like a motherfucker. I don't know. That's probably not the words that I would probably want to use, but oh well, I did, and we're gonna move on. So, yeah, the difference between this one and the 999 is obviously all down to the handle. And the handle for the other 900 series uses several rivets instead, and with the middle one having a nice mosaic pin going on there. This is actually the Santoku, the 933, but that's just what I had since this one's actually upstairs in my knife block. So, yeah. Basically everything that I had to say about the 999 is very much applicable to this. Let's see. Grab a little cutting board out here just to be a little bit more safer. But yeah, very, very nice curve for doing a lot of that sort of stuff. If you do like the cutting there with the knuckles, then that works quite well. I particularly don't generally cut that way because I'm not really trying to produce something for a large family in a short amount of time, nor am I in the restaurant industry, in which time is money. So I will generally cut pretty much like that. It's easy enough for me to actually see and watch exactly what I'm doing. Hey, there you go. So don't worry about, the super crazy fancy knife techniques that a lot of cooks will show you. You can still cut very easily, very safely with a knife without doing a lot of that. That being said, I do enjoy using a pinch grip, as you've seen with many other chef's knives, as well as, heck, when I'm doing knife cutting things as well. Just gives me a lot more downward force and control. It's not going to wobble around like it would if I'm gripping something back this way. I get a lot more tilt sort of thing going up there. And it's also easy for me to kind of lay flat if I'm, filleting a chicken breast in half or something like that, which I do quite often when I'm trying to cube one of those up if I'm doing something like, I don't know, fried rice or whatever else I might want to do. Some sort of a vegetable medley with some chicken bits or whatnot. But yeah, there's very, very little difference between these. They still have the G10 handles there. Obviously, it doesn't have the 3-pin construction. And as far as I can tell from basically smacking this thing and whatnot, The tang in this thing is probably quite far back. Like it's not exactly what you could probably call the fullest tang in the industry. Like almost anything like this, like the Henckels Four Stars or Four Star line, it is probably a rat tail tang in there, but this does feel very, very stout. It's much different construction than like a little tiny stick tang that you would see in some more traditional Japanese knives or super cheap knives. So there you go. There's really not a huge amount different that I can really say, other than the handle difference. This is the only one so far that they've done like this, but I would very much assume that their plan is to go ahead and release the other sort of ones in there. So this is the chef's knife, and this is the more popular chef's knife design. They do have the other more traditional one, which was like the 977, I think, or heck, even the Wong clip buoy shaped chef knife, the 888. But I do think that they will probably release a Santoku and possibly even a Nikiri blade like this, just because it's a little bit different. And as far as my experience in the past has gone, you have J.A. Henckels' two major styles that they've had for many, many, many years. Which they'd have the 3-rivet version, which they would call the Pro S, because kind of the S sort of shape that they had on there, and that was the whole full tang sort of thing going on. And then you had the 4-star, which was basically using the same handle material and everything, but kind of encapsulated that a little bit. They had unfortunately used ABS plastics, so this G10 here is, I think, a step up from that. It offers basically the same kind of grip that ABS does, that being not much at all. Some of their pocket wood or stabilized wood handles do give you a little bit more grip, especially if your hands are kind of moist or whatnot from food stuff. But it's certainly a step up because these things are highly stable. I certainly don't suggest ever throwing a good knife into the dishwasher, but at least the heat and the detergent won't actually do any damage to the G10 there, whereas other materials can shrink or crack or whatnot. And of course, also some of the cleaning detergents are actually kind of corrosive. That's another reason why you kind of don't want knives in there, because it can deteriorate your edge a little bit. That and banging up against other silverware and whatnot. It's just not a good idea. It's a dishwasher. It's not a knife washer, and depending on your how much you actually spend and or care on your cooking, it's not a pot and pan washer either. It's a dishwasher, so it's great for dishes, bowls, silverware, or flatware, whatever you want to call it. But just don't put it in the dishwasher. Just wash it by hand. It takes a couple of seconds, especially once you're just done with it. It's a fantastic time to do that. But I like it quite a bit. It's very symmetrical. I don't really notice much in the way going wrong with the bolster here. And still very, very comfortable to pinch. We got a nice... It's not super crowned, but very much rolled off. There's no sharp edges or anything going on here. And I do like it quite a bit. It's a super nice knife. But like I said, so far the version of this that I have is the one with the 3 rivets with the same exact design. The handles are it's a little bit different here because you don't have that curl at the end that you do get on these guys, which it's just kind of a personal preference thing. Unless your hand is incredibly large, and y'all know I do have some kind of large mitts. That doesn't really get in the way. So unless you got some footballer arms or footballer hands, like American football, then yeah, you're probably good with either one, and they're fantastic. So whichever one kind of suits your fancy, I would say probably go for that, because this is kind of the best design. As far as the chef's knives go, like I mentioned with the 999, having this little clip here is actually kind of useful if you are trying to do a little bit more detailed work. You can pinch up quite a bit, and this offers kind of a smaller knife insertion point, if you will, if you're trying to cut a hole into something, or trying to do a little bit of boning work if you just don't want to stop and grab your boning knife instead or something like that. So it's a fantastic way to kind of mesh that sort of stuff. Well, there you go. There's the 966 or the 666. And yeah, that's all I'd really got to say about it. It's a fantastic knife. And if it looks nice to you, you should probably pick it up, because these things are, for what they are, a fantastic value for the kitchen. All right. Well, as always, I appreciate y'all for watching, and have yourself a wonderful rest of your day, yo.